Good morning, true art believers. This is Pearson here. It's a little late start. Uh, I'm starting a little later than normal with my drawing, but here I am and I'm ready to get cracking on some artwork for about 30 minutes or so, and then I got to do my own stuff. Somebody turned down. I have this music going on very loud. It's distracting. Way too distracting. What's going on? Already having issues. It's not the best way to start Friday. That is for sure. I always like to have a timer going on because I usually forget. And I was having, so what I have is like some music going on in the background, and it was clearly too loud because it's like just distracting me at the moment. And this is rather new. Actually, no, this is not foreign territory with how what usually happens when I start late on my drawings. Uh, because I started late, I am like at a loss of what I need to be doing, you know? And so I was like, what do I need to be doing? What needs to be done now that I, because I'm so behind now. I don't know what to do. So here I am, just like running late, running behind on my drawing, and now because of that, I'm running. I'm kind of like speechless with the what. Let's see here. Like I'm like speechless because I don't know what to talk about, or yeah, I'm just speechless. I really don't have anything to say about that. I'm just kind of at a strong loss of words because of the change or shift in the parameters for the day. So today I started off very, very behind. Uh, so like I have a set morning schedule, and if things don't go in in the correct sequence, what usually happens is I actually I'll just go back to bed. Like I'm surprised I am actually here right now. So that's a shift in the norm. Normally, if things don't go correctly, I'm like, you know what? I'm already tired. I'm already tired, like beyond belief. Like I think I got like 5 hours sleep at most, at best 5 hours sleep. Uh, but we're probably like thinking like 4 or 5 hours of sleep, and uh, it just if it doesn't go in sequence, if I don't wake up, have a shower, get coffee, go work out, and then up here by 5:30 or up here, yeah, by 5:30, good luck on me getting drawing done and any drawing done for the day. And so I managed to kind of get up here, and this is I'm only going to get 30 minutes in. I'm not going to even get to my commission, I assume, unless I'm able to get to my commission a little later on. But like normally, if I miss all those time markers, I'm not even going to do it. I'm just like, you know what, tomorrow will be a better day. And so this is abnormal for me be to actually start so late, because typically I just give up, you know. I just give up. I'm like, it's not going to happen today. My plan is not happening. And so this is kind of significant for me because I was like, let's think about this. What was I doing? So after I worked out, I did not like I don't my workouts are not like particularly like they're not like as hard as they used to be. They're what makes them kind of hard is the fact that they're only 30 minutes long, and I do a medium load in 30 minutes, I guess, a medium load of like weight, you know, which is I guess would be a heavy load or a pretty intense load to do in 30 minutes, um, because it requires a shortened break time. And so when I was I start out late and I didn't get a lot of sleep, and I went down to the gym, or not the gym, my little home gym, worked out, and then when I got back up, I I fell asleep in the kitchen, like sitting up. Like I was sitting up, and I fell asleep sitting up, and then my stomach wasn't agreeing with me for I don't know why. Uh, I didn't have any fast food. I just my stomach wasn't agreeing with me, so I was spending more time taking care of business, if you know what I mean, in the bathroom than I was expecting. If ever, I think we've all had that. It's a little probably TMI, but like a little embarrassing. But I had to use the restroom more than I had expected, and it put me in a huge delay with the day, and so here I am late. Ah, that's so embarrassing. I'm gonna this like this is live. I'm talking about how, but yeah, it was everything was not going according to plan uh, with regards to the day, and I'm surprised I'm actually here. Uh, oh, and a lot of things weren't going to plan. Like apparently, I eventually got upstairs and I had a choice to make. I was like, I was really close. I was really close to going back to bed. I was like, you know what? Perhaps today is not for you, buddy. Maybe just go back to bed and we can come back to this later. Just go back to bed and maybe you'll get some drawing in during uh, uh, some your daughter's nap time or something. Maybe you'll get some drawing in. Um, maybe not. Who knows? And I was uh, I was at a crossroads. I said, you know what? I think I just got to do it. I just got to go ahead and draw. And then so I'm here, and I was getting ready to do the process of drawing, and then so a bunch of things were like I had a serious roadblocks today, which is really interesting. So a bunch of things happened. Um, and one of the new things that was happening was my Photoshop account. Well, my internet wasn't automatically connecting anymore. So like it didn't recognize that I had my computer's login number or login code. So I had to go downstairs and get the code. And I had such a like hard workout with leg day. I was like, I don't want to go downstairs and get the code because it's just like those stairs. I'm looking at those stairs right now. I'm like, oh gosh, that's so hard. That's going to be a hard thing to do. Uh, it's going to be very difficult to do leg day to go down the stairs after doing leg day. I'm not saying it was super intense, but it definitely wasn't easy. It was hard enough to say, stairs are looking pretty hard to walk up. And so I eventually got downstairs, got the code, went up here. And then I had another thing occur to me. Because the internet disconnected for some odd reason, my Photoshop account uh, didn't work anymore, or worked, but I had to reconnect to the account. But here's the kicker: for some weird reason, it was saying that I had I was checking my account, and it was saying I checked my account, and it was saying like it was giving me two things. In the Creative Cloud feature, it was saying that I couldn't download. With my current subscription, I can only use like some of their freeware, and I was like, that's not true because I'm throwing down some cash so that I can use all the stuff if I ever want to. I'm only using like 2 or 3 applications, but even if I use 2 or 3 applications, it's still cheaper than to do them separately. And I'm like, that's not true because I know that I paid for the suite. I got the suite action, um, so that I can use Rush, which I have been using a while. I need to start using it again. But even then, having access to it is better. And so I have Rush, and I have Photoshop. I have the suite action, and I was looking, and they're like, nope, nope, you can only use the freeware. And I was like, wait a second. So it gave me the option to buy. I'm like, I'm not going to buy this again. I'm already paying for it every month so that I can use it. Give me my subscription back. So I had to go back. Give me my subscription back. So I had to go online, check the account, right? I had to check the account just to find out what's going on. Apparently it was they had some updates or something, and I had to do like some soft reboot. I don't know. But it's all in order now. That's good. But it did slow me down for the day, you know. And so there, here I am. I'm working. I'm playing around with the Photoshop like I intended. I don't know what color this is supposed. I was intending on this being like a grayish color, but now he's going more of like a blue. I don't know. This is just something I'm playing around with. No, 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 like really low volume, low, I guess, low expectations for this drawing. I'm not trying to do anything fantastic. I'm just playing around and seeing what I can do with it. I don't really care about the end result, really, although I probably should, but it's not like it's a game changer or a make or break in my day. But I tell you what, though, just a series of unfortunate events, man. I stayed up late last night, later than I expected. I had this artist interview, and usually there's a few things you got to do at the end of the artist interview to wrap up the evening. So I had to download the file, and then um, it took a while to download. And there's some things I was doing at the end of the day that I wanted to kind of wrap up, and so I tried doing that, and uh, it led to me going to bed later than I expected. I expected to be in bed by like 10, but I ended up being in bed at 11:40 or something like that. And that usually puts me, what that means is that means I'm going to get like less than 5 hours sleep if I wake up the time that I scheduled myself to wake up. And um, I was like, oh gosh, this is going to suck. And so I fell asleep late, and then I woke up relatively on time. I woke up around 4, and then I hit the snooze button 3 times, so it was 4:30. And then normally it's pretty. I could probably wrangle it back up, but I just uh, my stomach wasn't agreeing with me, so I had to take care of personal business that normally I don't have. So that put me behind. Obviously, I don't want to get too in depth about that, but it did it did slow my progress for the day. And there's other things that were involved, like I got downstairs and because of lack of sleep and such, you find yourself trying to bargain with yourself. You're bargaining. You know, you're trying to like, do I have to go work out? Does it really matter? Do I really have to work out? And I'm like, I was in downstairs, uh, drinking my coffee, and I was trying to rationalize. I was trying to rationalize the my actions, I guess. And so, because I was trying to rationalize my actions, I uh, I was taking longer than normal. I was like, you know what? Normally I have a good 30 minutes to a half, 45 minutes before I actually have to work out. Why don't I just let's do what I normally do? I did. I was like, let's kind of chill out for a second, have a cup of coffee, relax for a moment, and then we'll go ahead and we'll do our thing. And I had my cup of coffee, and then I started kind of moving towards the going to the basement to work out. And I eventually went down there, and I didn't go super intense, but I definitely added the more weight than normal in this lifespan. Uh, Little caveat: I haven't worked out like in a while, so starting a new work, like starting working out. Um, Working out will when you've had this break, kind of uh what would you call it, after this such a long break, your central nervous system doesn't you're trying to do the same stuff that you normally do, but if you haven't done it in a while, your central nervous system's like, oh, what are you doing? And then you it's like what are you doing? You just like you're jumping into the deep end. And that's usually what happens when you do that kind of stuff. And so I not necessarily jumped into the deep end. I'm not like doing heavy weights, but the volume in a short amount of time has definitely a been something that my body hasn't been used to. And so like it really it really has a kind of it's affected me, you know. And so I've tried doing this medium weight but like high volume workout, and it really has done a number to me. So like after I worked out today, I went upstairs and I was like just huffing and puffing. I was like, man, this is I was like I was exhausted. I had to catch my breath. I was like, oh gosh, I need to just sit down and relax for a second, because I just did something I haven't done in a while. And so eventually I caught my breath, and uh, I had to after I caught my breath, I decided that I'm gonna go upstairs and start my thing. But then, it's like one after the other, and I actually am kind of proud about what I did today so far. Even though I'm not going to get to the like complete drawing of the day type thing. I am proud of what I've accomplished, because normally, historically, when I like historically with me, um when these circumstances happen, I want to say, I want to know if I have this hard round pressures. I want to see this. Okay, we'll do this. Yeah, we'll do that. It's hard round pressure sensitive. What's it look like if I go really high? Oh, it's not like the airbrush. I was thinking like the so I have okay, what we need is a hard round opacity. Soft round, hard round, pressure opacity. Is this the same thing? No, it's I thought what I need is a brush that has pressure opacity that's hard edged but also tapers like the that what I was just messing with earlier. But right now I don't have one that tapers. So I have to figure out how I can make one. Um, yeah, but normally, as I said, like this would be almost a no-go. So I have to kind of give myself a little bit of credit, a little bit of like a pat on the back for the not necessarily like change in mentality, but definitely uh, definitely a what would you call it? A it, it was a change in mentality. A it was a change in mental fortitude, I guess. I know it kind of sounds weird, especially when I started talking right when I start. Let's see here. I gotta not come off as like dumb, but it's gonna be pretty hard to do. uh, and it's like that's just how it kind of works. What's this wet? I'm using this wet blender. What's this do? Whoa, that's kind of cool. Hmm. I kind of like that wet blender. Can you do it on a different layer though? No, it has to be on the same layer. You got that wet blender. Huh. Interesting. That's a cool little effect. I don't know how I'd use it yet. What about the Kiehl's Real Oil? Oh, where's is this all new stuff? I think Photoshop has been updated, or maybe I just didn't know. What's Kyle's Reels Oil? What's this do? I think this might be a color. Let's see what this does. Let's do this color. How about this? We'll just do this color and let's do a bright version. Okay. All right. I might use that. There's this oil brush feature that here. Played around with that for a bit. Although I don't know if I like the how it actually treats it like an oil, where maybe it might work as a maybe it might work for like a top layer where it doesn't bleed in. Yeah, maybe it might work as a like a little top layer, but I don't know if I want it blending with all the other colors. It kind of looks like Squidward. Is it Squidward from Family American Dad? Anyhow, um, so I'm actually quite proud of what I did today, which is obviously this, because normally, if yeah, normally it's just like it's just it's it's never it never this never happens, you know. None of this ever happens. Like I in the past, actually, I'm going to mess around with this a little bit more. I want to mess with the color. In the past, I have, whenever I drew, I would whenever this stuff kind of occur, I would definitely, I would, let's see what color is this? What's a speckle brush? Maybe that might be something to use. Look at that. Maybe, it might have to be on a separate layer. We use, but not this. Maybe it was, what if it was dark? I'm using this, this splatter brush. I'm seeing, what about this? What's a splatter brush do? Okay. And what if you, so I'm just playing around with some of these. Hmm. I do kind of like that, where it kind of yells it in the exclusion, divide, hue. Yeah, I don't like it. It's something to kind of play around with. I'm going to delete it though. Um, I am kind of happy with the day because of the with what I've accomplished. I know it seems really silly, but whoa, why it's so large? Right now, I'm just playing around with the color testing and blending, not using the hard brush. Not using a, whoops, maybe that might work for that right there. But yeah, it's, you just, I guess with the what I'm trying to say is, like, you gotta, when you are not feeling it, you know, you you've got to, you really do have to mentally fight yourself. Like, you got to battle yourself. That you gotta understand that you're in a battle with yourself, and you got to make sure to combat it. People don't want to, we don't want to think of it that way, but really it is. It's like you're in a battle, and some days you struggle. Like today, like today could have easily went I could have easily went back to bed and feel a little bit guilty about not getting any work done, you know, and but I just like I think what helped me is not going back to bed. I think what helped me was I just sat there for the prolonged amount of time in an area where, like, well, I might as well just kind of do something a little bit. Let's just do a little bit here. And then if we want to go back to bed, we can go back to bed, but let's do a little bit. Let's get this done, Let's do this, and then let's see uh where it takes us. And then we can go, and if you want to go back to bed, go back to bed. But right now, let's kind of Go ahead and do this, and this come back a little later, and then maybe we might do this, and then we'll see what happens. And so one thing led to another, one chain of not necessarily good good decisions, but one chain of like moderately decent decisions of like let's do this and let's do that, led to this action and led to that action, and that led to me uh, drawing and led to me doing this. And there was definitely a lot of things that could have stopped me. Like Photoshop wasn't agreeing with me, right? It wasn't doing what it was supposed to do. I wonder if I can do this kind of like, so I'm playing around with colors a little bit, see how they kind of react. Like I could have definitely just walked away for the day, um, and feel a little bit guilty about it. I've had that. I know all about that whole like uh, that whole like, what's it called, like, let's see here, where one action leads to bad action, another bad action, just keeps going and going until your day has been lost and you're like, what happened? Right? You're like, I had this whole day planned out, and then one, not necessarily mistake, but maybe there was one, uh, maybe there was one like, I don't know. Who knows what I'm trying to say? Maybe there was like, one thing that happened that wasn't supposed to happen that put you out of, kind of, threw you off of your game plan, and then you decided, because that one thing threw you out of whack, you decided that, well, might as well not do this, and then it led to another missed decision to do another thing that wasn't really helping you for the day, right? And then you just kept doing it, and pretty soon it ends up that you didn't get anything accomplished, and you feel guilty and upset about it, right? And you're like, oh man, I should have just stuck with the plan. And maybe it just happens. I'm forgetting what layer am I painting. Oh, there we go. And so, and we all have that type of daily unfortunate events, where like things just get worse and worse throughout the day, and you're like, I wish it wasn't like that, but there's days like that, right? Okay, I need to just do something else for a little bit. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna start not another drawing, but maybe just yes, another drawing, using, there we go. Don't don't ask. I don't even know what this is. What is this? What is this face that I'm making? I don't know. I just wanted to fill up the area with something, and uh, perhaps I should. Is this supposed to be like, is it like a skull here? Is it a skull? Maybe I should kind of at least make it kind of feel like a cartoon skull. I don't know. Hmm. I'm not feeling too bad about it. Um, I don't really fancy it, that's for sure. But you know, I'm a fan of this the way that some of these cartoonists make these like weird little pouty face, like they're like the dumbfounded face. I don't know. Kind of like a Rick and Morty style, I guess. The eyes. I don't know. I'm just filling up the areas now. Maybe I should just kind of continue this zombie face again. Kind of just do like a second iteration of kind of have a better understanding what this face looks like if I were to make it into like a character. I think doing like the Rick and Morty eyes. I don't know. I can need it. The thing about like doing like these cartoon skulls, it's I always find it so like weird to me to just simplify the form. Almost like how he was originally, you know? I'd have to play around with it. Like the to make a cartoon skull like character that had like What if he had a? What if he didn't have a? He had a an 8 ball in his eye instead of having an eye. He had an 8 ball. So I'd have to play around with like how would I how would I define the this cartoon skull? I'd like him I'd like for him to have like these really big goofy teeth and then maybe have an 8 ball for an eye. That'd be kind of funny. Like because he's a zombie. He just has this 8 ball for an eye. And then maybe he has more angular, like a more angular head. I don't know. I would have to really, I'd have to spend like a few iterations just messing around with the concept of this character. Um, but yeah, I think this is a pretty good little spread for a second. Whoops. Yeah, it turned out pretty fun. But I think it's time to move on and work on something else. I enjoyed working with this, but I'm done with this page. I probably should I don't know. Yeah, I'm done with the page. We're just not going to worry about it anymore. But yeah, that was good fun. Maybe I might continue this in the future, but I got to get to working on my actual like business drawings, my art commissions. So that's it for the day. I want to say thank you for watching. If you did watch, I know if you've watched this stuff before, you know that the big like the starting when I start the video, it's always the most discombobulated like stream of thought and words because it's always for me it's like the equivalent of getting up and right when you get up like the second you get up you're forced to run, you know. And I'm like there was this commercial where you there's this guy they get him up and put him on a treadmill, put the air ventilator mask on him, they force him to like do sprints and then and walk and then sprint real quick and then walk, sprint real quick and then walk. And it was like a reference to like a car, how we wake up and we turn a car on right and then there we force it to do an extreme amount of like work and then we stop and we do an extreme amount of work and we stop. So that's what I kind of liken it to. Um, anyways, I want to say, oh, look at this. Wait, I don't know. Okay, well, I was trying to get the reflect light to reflect off my mustache for a second because I thought that kind of funny. Well, anyways, so that's what it's like when I start these videos. It's unfortunately it's not scripted, and it's much to my. It does make me come off as rather silly, but it's unscripted and it's not as planned as it should be sometimes. And there's days where I just make no sense with what I'm trying to express, the point of view that I'm trying to express. Because what I'm doing is I'm drawing and I'm talking at the same time. So you have two activities, and you're right when you just wake up, your mind's trying to balance them out. You know, you're trying to find some sort of equilibrium, equilibrium, equilibrium between the two. Oh, and you notice that I apparently have troubles pronouncing words, which has been a never-ending problem of mine. And so it doesn't mean anything. It just means that I get tongue-tied a lot. I hope you enjoy the little squid character. Anyways, I got to get going. Have a wonderful day. Peace out.